Someone asked me, well, why do you want to use dance as this way of reconnecting? There are no words typically when you perform, expressing a movement, emotion, down to your fingertips, your pointed toe, and the prop you're using. When you, as an audience member, are watching it, we, in our mind, are trying to present a story. But what you take away as an audience member, it could be totally different. Because yes, there's an underlying theme we're trying to present, but your interpretation of the performance could be different from the person sitting by you. As an audience, if you can leave with any type of takeaway or interpretation or connection with a performance that we did what we were supposed to do. Kayamanan ng Lahi, the Los Angeles-based group that was selected to help and partner with us in this collaboration effort to really revitalize Ketchikan's Filipino traditional folk art, dance, and music program. Joel and Ave, a beautiful couple who established and founded KNL along with their partner Barb, Ate Barbs. And the three of them created this amazing organization, now 32 years in the making and still growing strong. It is a multi-generational, family-based agency that really puts together dance, music, and ensuring that they have the most authentic traditions and teachings.
I'm here in Ketchikan with my nonprofit group named Kayamanan ng Lahi. Kayamanan ng Lahi means treasures of our people. And we're based in Los Angeles. And we're a folk arts group that really strives to use culture as a vehicle for transformation, so that we can empower ourselves, our families and communities, and ultimately enrich society. And we inspire transformation through the use of cultural understanding and artistic expressions. So we learn and we perform, and that's how we inspire transformation.
Basic one is very, 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 very important because this is how you move around the entire time. Okay? And we call it the running step. Very important. Have soft knees. Everybody turn that way. Look in the mirror. Okay? Look in the mirror as you turn that way. So as you can see, you have soft knees. Stand up straight. Soft knees. Now bend at the hip and move forward. This is how you run in place, right? But guess what? Where is this from? What part of the country? Which means Cordilleras are the what? Mountains. Who do you know that runs on mountains? Like, oh, yes! Everyone's gonna fall off the mountain. So remember, when you are dancing these Cordillera dances, you are very close to the ground. In Kayamanan ng Lahi, the way that we teach is feet first, then hands, then together. As you would imagine, in the Philippine folk dance world, from north to south, everything is so different. Where you are from actually influences the way that you move. And so there is a great professor from the University of the Philippines who broke it down for us, right? And in Western influenced dances, typically like, first position, second. So you have these, arms. I call them the Ken and Barbie hands. If you're from the particular part in the northern Philippines, they tend to be very like centripetal, right? Everything is closed. So they tend to turn with their fists closed. Whereas the middle part of the Philippines, they're a little bit more open and, more boisterous, right? So then their arms are open and they're opening like this. So the same reverse T position, and we call this kumintang, which is an inward movement, kumintang in, kumintang out, can change from north to south just because of literally how their society is.
When you finally get to hear the purpose of every dance, you feel more connected to it. And then it allows you to present the performance in a much higher level than just movement.
Here's the deal for us. We're Filipino Americans who grew up here in America, and we're performing the culture and the traditions of peoples and communities that are not of our own. We're basically lowland, westernized Filipino Americans. And there's nothing wrong with that. But here we are borrowing and performing their cultural traditions and representing them to ourselves, to our community, and outside of our community. So that is a big responsibility. As we perform dances and rituals and music from cultures of the Philippines that, that are not ours, we didn't grow up with them, there's a certain respect, and there's a certain reverence, and there's a certain amount of study that we must have. And that's why I'm an applied anthropologist. So my role for the organization is to serve as program director to make sure that the research that we're doing, that the knowledge and understanding we have is rigorous. It makes sense from a cultural anthropological lens.
The dance, I feel, is a ticket to hopefully reinstate and really show that we are striving towards finding some kind of cultural safe haven space for maybe it's not just a Filipino community center. Maybe it becomes that, cultural center for all of Ketchikan's diverse community to come and have a safe space to practice their traditions, practice their, religious faiths, whatever the case may be. But it has to be a way that we are representing Ketchikan in its truest inclusive way, and not just always one versus the other. Why can't we cohesively find that common ground that makes us all interwoven in some way?